Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome back to my 12 Days of Christmas, Day 7. Now, today, you guys had to know it was coming, a cheesy Krampus movie. We're going to talk about Krampus, the Christmas Devil. Krampus, the Christmas Devil is a 2013 film which runs approximately 82 minutes and is written and directed by Jason Hall. Now, he was responsible for Krampus, the Devil Returns. Hey, maybe that'll be coming up next year. The Four and Chasing Darkness. Now this stars Jay Dobbins as Bob Norris. He was in Love by Drowning, Camp Apparition, and Den of Thieves. It also stars Paul Firm as Santa Claus. He was in Krampus, The Devil Returns, and One Short. And Andrew Ferrick as Brian's Thug. He was in Wendigo Bound by Blood, Warriors of the Apocalypse, and Fist of the Vampire. All right. Now, I was not expecting much from Krampus the Christmas Devil. First of all, I did what I don't normally do, and I looked up the score on IMDb before I watched it. This got a 1.6, and that is extremely, extremely low. Let me get into the story, and then I'll tell you how I feel about that score. Okay, we have a police officer who turns out to be a police officer. When he is a kid, he is abducted by Krampus because Krampus is getting rid of the naughty kids. That's his job. He is Santa Claus's brother. Krampus takes care of the naughty children. Santa Claus takes care of the good children. We all know the story. Well, this young boy is abducted by Krampus, and Krampus thinks he kills him by throwing him into a pond covered with ice. The boy does escape. Years later, he becomes a police officer and is following the lead of a bunch of missing kids who he thinks have been kidnapped by Krampus. That's where I'm going to leave it. There is a lot more to this story, and some of the story is a little disjointed, but I'm going to get to the score now. It does not deserve a 1.6. I reviewed Krampus the Reckoning last year, which I absolutely did not like at all. That had a 2 point, I think it was a 2.6 or 2.8. This deserved a higher score than Krampus the Reckoning, in my opinion. Is it a good movie? Not really. But at least it was somewhat entertaining. Now, I don't want to really compare the movies too much, although I will say that Krampus the Reckoning had a CGI Krampus, which was terrible. This was actually, believe it or not, because we're not used to this now with DVDs and everything being what they are, this is actually what Krampus looks like, and the design is pretty awesome. There are some very low budget mistakes in this film, but I feel that the director Jason Hull will get better as time goes along, and they're just aesthetic things. Like every once in a while the camera goes out of focus. They're just mistakes by a young director that can be easily corrected. I do believe his storytelling is not bad, although this movie does become a little disjointed towards the end. They could have used a little bit more explanation, even though I got what they were going after. It just seemed kind of disjointed. And most of the things that are wrong with this film are wrong because of a very young director and the budget constraints. For example, I loved the look of Krampus. But towards the end, if you're really paying attention, now this could get by a lot of people, but you can tell that the Krampus character is wearing a rubber glove, which tends to bump up or bunch up to where the thumb is and the nail. So you can tell it's rubber. That's just a rookie mistake, something that should have had an extra take. Those are things that he can fix. I honestly don't believe Krampus the Reckoning could have been fixed unless you completely change the actor and the actress and the story. We even get a bit of gratuitous nudity in this, whereas in Krampus the Reckoning, you do not. So that's the end of my comparison. I don't believe this deserves a 1.6. I was actually shocked. I think it's a better film than it's given credit for. Granted, it's not a good movie, but I did enjoy myself watching it. Do I see myself rewatching it a lot? No, but it was entertaining. So, as far as recommendation, do I recommend Krampus the Reckoning? If you like low budget horror, give it a shot. It's pretty fun as long as you can look past the amateuristic direction and camera work. But if you only dig mainstream movies, I get it. This is probably not for you. So definitely stay tuned for day 8. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.